useful information which may be very much relevant for your academic career here, which can motivate you to achieve excellence in your academic endeavor. So kindly you can call your friends also to come as early as possible. Okay. Like yesterday, today also we have a good number of presentations, lectures lined up for you. And our NITK expert faculty are also eager to talk to you on various topics. And I welcome all my esteemed colleagues here and welcome to all you PG and PhD students. Without any further addition, let us begin the first lecture of this session. The first lecture will be delivered by Professor Uday Bhatke, Dean, Research and Consultancy. He will be talking about R&D, innovation and entrepreneurship team. Professor Uday Bhatt, please.
Thank you, Professor. Good morning to all of you. Welcome for the second day of orientation program for PG and PhD students. Just for a curiosity, how many of you are PhD students? Not a single. Okay, good. So you can represent a big lot. Anala. Okay. Okay, till the initial technical glitches are solved. One curiosity, how many of you are here at NITK by choice? Okay, good number. So almost everyone is here by choice. Can I have a reason? What is the primary reason why you put NITK as the first choice in your choice list? Yeah. Any particular reason? Is it because close to your native place, or you felt that job opportunity is good, or is it your expectation that the exposure, the experience, the final development of yours will be very good here? What is the reason? Hello? Hello? Yeah, thank you. So since you have not specified what is the reason for putting NITK as the first choice, I think that you have good amount of awareness about NRF ranking, the status of NITK in engineering community in India, in overall, the facilities provided by NITK, faculties, then reputation, alumni, etc. Now, in this presentation, as a Dean Research and Consultancy, okay, so I'll be talking about R&D, innovation system or innovation ecosystem, then entrepreneurship opportunity at NITK. Then I'll also talk something about Institute Innovation Cell and Ecosystem. The reason is the professor in charge for this unit or this section is out of station. So I'll be covering both domains. So my domain as well as another domain, Institute Innovation Cell and Ecosystem. Anyway, all these domains are under my purview. So with that brief introduction, we'll move on to an important aspect, India's vision for 2047. Anyone has an idea what is India's vision for 2047, which means 100 years after independence? So if you're having habit of going through news or newspapers, you must be knowing about this. And the second reason is we are all in the technical domains. Being in the technical domains, we have a lot of things to contribute for India's vision for 2047. So this is a statement, a global leader in innovation and technology, one important component, a model of human development and social welfare, second, and third component is champion of environmental sustainability. So these three important components make our vision 2047. Now, how this is formulated, it is not the one minute proposition. A lot of time has gone in formulating this vision statement. So main roadmap for formulation of vision statement is Viksit Bharat 2047. It is through the efforts of Niti Aayog. I have read that about 2 years these people were deliberating what should be the roadmap, what should be the vision for 2047. So this Viksit Bharat is basically a blueprint for India's development during next 25 years. In fact, this is proposed in 2022, that's why 2047, 25 years. And it should help us in making India a global leader in innovation and technology. So being a premier engineering institute of national importance, we have a lot of stakes to do in this domain. So we have listed a couple of points for Viksit Bharat roadmap. Once again, this is developed or formulated by Niti Aayog. By 2047, it is expected that our economy will go strong and strong. It will be 30 trillion economy. So you may be knowing that present economy in USD terms, what is the term for, or what is the present economy, Indian economy? Students, faculties will be knowing. At least what is the position in world? Any idea? So we are in the 5th position as of now. So with an economy of about nearly 3.5 trillion US dollars. Now from 3.5 to 3, it is almost 10 times jump. The estimation is saying that if we have continuous growth of about 5%, GDP growth of about 5%, easy to get 30 trillion Indian economy. If it grows at the rate of 7%, it will be 47 trillion economy. So that is the scale people are thinking about. The jump is not one time or just doubling, it is 10 times jump. So, but if it happens like that, it's expected that per capita income will be something like 18,000 to 20,000 US dollars. At present, any idea what is the per capita income? Students should be more diverse in your reading and interest aspect. Average. You can talk in Indian rupees, no issue. Because if you feel that talking in US dollars, it will be small numbers, at least we can talk in Indian rupees to pat ourselves, saying that good number. It is about 85,000 rupees per year, per person. Okay, so much smaller now. There also we have to grow fast to reach the target level. Now, this improvement in GDP is possible when India has world-class infrastructure both at urban and rural places. Please remember, for the GDP and for the growth of the country, development of both rural and urban sector is important. So we need good manpower for that. That we'll see later. Another aspect is self-reliance in defense and space. Now, you might have realized that last 10, 15 years, our engineers, our defense people, our space people have a lot of noticeable contributions. And this is one of the reasons why the country as a whole is getting respect when outside people talk, whether it's US or Europe or whatever country. One of the reasons why we get respect is the possibility of producing defense items, possibility of successful ventures in the space domain, etc. Please remember, to become superpower, only two important things. One is money, other one is ability to defend yourself against external threat. External threat can be a physical threat or it can be virtual or cyber threat. So country can be getting respect from outside the India or outside part of the world only when we are strong in finance, strong in space, defense, and energy sectors. Then, as the third component in the vision statement, fostering growth using green methods. When you say green methods, main components are the use of renewable energy as an energy source, use of bio-related energies, and reduction in carbon dioxide emissions. So, we might have heard about various aspects of after effect of carbon dioxide emissions, like global warming, etc. Then, India has a good population. In fact, it is the strength of India. Our population, about 40% of the population is in the range of 18 to 27 years age. Now, this number, 40%, is a big number. Out of 140 crores, 40% is about 50, 55 crore population. Now, if you give skills to these people, if you equip them with modern technology, modern skills, they will be good revenue generators for India. They will be good contributors for Indian growth. So for that, important thing is giving skills, education, and employment for these younger generations. Then interacting with foreign R&D units and to build world-class institutes. Now we talk about going to US, going to UK, etc., brain drain. But when we have this world-class institute in India, the people need not look for outside because they get money, they will get facilities, and once we have a good labs, they get respect because of working environment. So these are all the points in the achieving Viksit Bharat by 2047. So all these points say that Indian youngsters have a lot of opportunities, but opportunity always comes with a challenge. What are the challenges? So as I said, we have a large number of populations, younger populations, our average income is relatively less. Then we need to go a large step in advancing our technological facilities. So we have seen a number of bright points in the previous two slides related to achieving Viksit Bharat, but we have to move cautiously, though we have to move fast, we have to move cautiously. If not, some of the scenes, whatever is displayed here, we may be facing very frequently. Now, you may be able to realize these photos are from, can you guess? Recent calamity. Wayanad. You can see the scale of damage, and you can also see in the last photo the scale of waste accumulated in that place. So damage and waste, both are there. So if you do not plan properly, if you do not move cautiously, will be leading to Vikriti Vinash and finally Sarvanash. In the name of development will lead to Sarvanash. So our education system, our practices, our engineering concept and implementations should not lead to this. That's an important thing which has to be communicated, and our younger brains have to keep this in your mind during your next couple of decades of service to country. Now, as an NITK, as a premier institute for imparting higher education system in India, our functions are distributed over different deans and PhDs, professors in charge. I am belonging to research and consultancy, and these are the one colored with the red are my domains of activities. So just to see that it's visible to everyone, I have zoomed it. So we have 2 associate deans supporting me and 7 professors in charge. So we have a team of 10 including me. Just to introduce my team members, the first one is Professor Shashidhara, Associate Dean for Research. He is not here, he has some other commitment. His address will be given by Professor Shyamlal. Professor, just to show your face. He's a very popular figure in NIT community. Very soon you will know why he is very popular. We have Professor Sunil. Whether Sunil is here? Okay, he may be joining. So he is taking care of testing and consultancy. Professor Shivalsa, Innovation Cell. His talk, I will be doing that along with my talk together it will go. He has gone to Kerala as a member of our disaster management planning to Wayanad only. So the state government has called him. That's what if you do well, if you do good in research, you will be involved in multiple activities as a part of social service, region service like that. Then we have Professor Jayaraj, PIC for research facilities. Professor is here. He will address you slightly later. Then we have Professor Prithviraj in charge for transdisciplinary studies. So he is also not here, but he will join very soon. We have Professor Keyur, who is in charge for central research facilities. He is out of station because of some family emergency. And in his place, we have Dr. Rizwan, who is co-chair for, or the co-PIC for central research facilities. Then we have STEP, Professor Subra Hegde. Once again, he will join in due course. We have MS PIC, Professor Basavaraj. Then Professor Vasudev for MOU and legal aspect. So this is broadly my team. Okay, coming to various aspects of research and consultancy. So at NITK, our faculties, they undertake a good number of projects. Last year, our research project value was about 17.5 crores. So that is the amount we received by research project. In addition to that, about 7 crores we had testing and consultancy revenues, which means about 24 crores. Let me tell you, in NIT system, no NIT has a total revenue more than 13-14 crores. Even supposed to be good NIT Tirchi, their total research accumulation is about 65-70% of ours. So in research consultancy, NITK is one of the premier institute. Only IITs or IICs will be above us. So this part, the research project where you can recruit JRF and SRF, this is relevant for some of the MTech students who may be willing to continue for research project. So you can join initially as JRF, SRF. If institute scholarship or government scholarship is not available, then you can convert for PhD. So you'll have an experience of working with the project. You know how to reach objectives in time because majority of the research project duration is either 2 or 3 years. So then you will also know how to get good papers, good output, make a good report, and get a good PhD. So this is one of the options available for MTech students who will be willing to have a PhD after their MTech. You can involve in this project in different other ways, relatively minor way, becoming a project associate or doing minor project or major project as a part of your MTech program that is in the second years. You can also have some amount of internship if that particular research project has that options. So you can involve in research project in different ways. That will give a different exposure. Only thing is you have to talk with your department faculties, see whether any of their research project has these options. Then you can have an interaction with the R&D labs. Once again, you can do minor project or major project in R&D labs, like defense labs, space labs, etc. Now, when you do such things in R&D lab, you get additional benefit of having network. So you will be linking with various scientists outside the NITK, so your network will be built. Remember, once you finish your, whether it's MTech or PhD, network is going to help you a lot. More than I will say, what is there in the brain, your networking ability will take you forward and forward in life. So you can also have chance for doing PhD by having research interactions, whether it's a complete PhD or part of the PhD, that is a different case. Then you can have interaction with the industries. Once again, you have to talk with your department faculties, HODs, see with what industries they are having relations. So once you have an idea, then you can plan of minor and major project in industries. Once again, there is a possibility of having a job in industry once you know that. Please remember, job in the entry level and slightly higher level, they are of different games. In entry level, they may ask you to write exams and face interviews, etc. But once slightly higher level, it is always better to know someone in the company or the industry recommending you for a higher level jobs. So which means having someone known in industry always helps. Then some of the faculties will have good consultancy project. Once they have, in addition to your MTech project, you can involve in this consultancy project. That may be outside your actual research work, but it will give you a lot of benefit in terms of understanding practical conditions. Then how to write a report, case studies. So this can be done immediately, you need not wait for finishing first year. You can think about joining with some faculty in your department, so you can have an improved job opportunity by this. Please remember, when you take up all these things, even if by mistake, don't claim 2 scholarships. So if you are getting institute scholarship, don't go for a JRF, SRF. By mistake also, that should not happen. It's a crime, okay? So if you take only 1 scholarship. Those students who do not get any financial support, they can have some partial support in terms of the last one, that 200 rupees per hour. You can work for 45 hours and get some revenue, which will help you in proceeding further. So as a part of your MTech and PhD programs, you are supposed to provide teaching assistance, TA-ship. So take this TA-ship with more vigorousness, more sincerity and seriousness. Now, with this, you have a lot of good chance to equip yourself by using high-end research tools. When you say high-end research tools, can be software as well as hardwares. You can analyze different types of samples. So you will have an understanding of what sample, what precaution, which machine is best, how to get the data, etc. Only thing is, you need to have that internal intent. Please remember, as MTech and PhD, it is not 9 to 5. If you want to succeed, if you want to get good improvement because of 2 years stay, you have to stretch. Don't think that BTech students are moving here and there, I will also do them. Please don't do that. They are of different levels. Okay? So you have to spend time, get skills, improve your personality, multiple things will happen. Then your life will be rosy. 2 years of hard work will help you another 20 years of life after the degrees. Your department will be organizing number of workshops. So involve in that. So once you involve in organizing workshops or conferences, your organizing skills will be improving. You will help in logistic management. Your ability to respond for various crises will be better. Life is all about having the confidence to face the crisis. So these are some of the funding agencies. So this will also help you when you take research as a career in the later stages of your life. This is to say that NITK has funding from a wide variety of institutes, starting from DST, we have irrigation department funded project, we have alumni members funded project, varieties of funded projects. Then, along with research, another important aspect is research and consultancy leading to innovations. So research innovations, You can generate patents. Patent is a lifelong asset for you. So earlier days, good papers. Now good papers, good patents. Both are important. Now, when you have an innovation coming out of your research work, then you have a lot of things to gain. Satisfaction of making something useful for public or the government or people in large. Remember, you make a paper, it is for your gain. You make an innovative items, there will be a couple of people to use that. That is the satisfaction you will get. At NITK, we are proposing to have a wide variety of environment where research is converted into innovations. So some of these things I have listed out, like a makerspace, then STEP. We are having a planning for research park. It will be a big investment. So where industries will come and set up labs. So you have a chance to visit industrial working labs. So like this, as a part of your research and consultancy, we have different benefits, incentive to students. Some of these things I will skip because I'm realizing my time is going fast. So we have good amount of research facilities. We have Center for Interdisciplinary Studies. As of today, we do not have much facilities. It is building is ready. That building is given for academic activities because for creating CRF, the academic block is taken for creating CRF. So whatever you say, Center for Interdisciplinary Studies, as of today is only building. But we have a plan of converting it within 6 months. So it will be a really interdisciplinary studies. In later slide, I will show what are the plans. We have a full working central research facility. Please remember, it is, as mentioned by the director yesterday, the central research facility is one amongst various facilities, and it is a unique in NITK. And after seeing the NITK CRF, at least the people from NIT Calicut, NIT Warangal, and NIT Rourkela have approached me how to make central research facility in them, which means it's a good facility. And if faculty from IITs or IICs comes and appreciates, it must be a good one. Okay. So make it useful. See, all these facilities, as a faculty, we can get the facilities. But finally, using left to students, student and common faculties large. So it is for student to find out how best, how long, how effectively it can be used. We have a decent workshop, Central for Systems Exams. So Center for System Design is another unique facility where you will be learning by doing things on your own. So you can do various activities, then fabricate thing, test that. Testing either in CSD or it can be CRF or it can be in different labs. So we have multiple facility and all these things are available for all the people in the campus. Central workshop, though it is associated with mechanical block, we have some facilities available for all the people. Then in various departments, we have good number of research tools. Some of them I have listed. From software sides, we have good number of licenses for these softwares. So it is being used by multiple students, BTech, MTech, and PhD scholars. But one thing you should remember when you go for softwares, do not use any unlicensed softwares in the campus. There are many companies, they make you to use the softwares, but within 15 days, 20 days, we get a warning saying that your students are using this software, pay, otherwise we'll go to court. Okay, NITIC has a policy not to use any unlicensed softwares. You might have downloaded in your previous institutes, but same software, if you start using it here, it comes under NITK domains. They will be monitoring all these things because they know NITK is a research institute. There is a government with a good amount of funding. They all monitor that. The same person, if he goes to another nearby college, they will not worry because they know that institute will not pay any money. Okay, but here it is not like that. In the name of government institute, they keep on monitoring, are we using licensed softwares or unlicensed softwares? If it is unlicensed, very soon they will send a warning. So as administrators, we do not encourage use of unlicensed softwares. Please remember that. If at all you use, if at all it is caught, you will be responsible for all the legal aspect of those things. So this is a bird view of CRF. You might have seen this because you are here for a week. So as I mentioned, it is unique among NITs, one of the best research facility in India. So these are some of the facilities available in the central research facilities. If you want more details, we have professor in charge for that, or you can visit CRF whenever your time permits. This is some of the features of Center for System Designs. So you can see, as I said, you can do things in your hands. So they are doing grinding and related aspect, welding aspect. Then they are building various components. They have built e-bike. So SCG is one of the company where some of our alumnus are there. They have given a lot of support to building e-based bikes. This is one of the special feature of NITK search. We call it as a search. It's basically in the domain of disaster management. So with this facility, we can monitor what is there in the space, what is there in the sea for about 200-kilometer radius. To an extent that it's possible to identify which plane is moving or which ship is moving, which country belongs to that. If there is a problem, if there is a disaster aspect, we'll be able to identify location, coordinate exactly. This facility is noted by our Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan during a summit which is called as Invent. It happened in Hyderabad in January, February time. And all NITs, all IITs participate. And Dharmendra Pradhan tweeted only about this facility and all other things. He said it's only research, whereas this is basically application which is in demand. These are some of the proposed aspects in the Center for Interdisciplinary Studies. We propose to have this as a place where faculties from different departments comes together on various topics, topics of national interest, topics of institute relevance, or topics of regional interest. So we are proposing to have facilities on 5 themes. One is environment and sustainability. Please remember, we cannot forget environment and related aspect during our engineering aspect. We have to move along with environmental things. We have to move along with the regions. Both are very important. Then health and medical technology is very, very relevant. The agricultures and food technology is another domain which is of interest in the interdisciplinary studies. Semiconductors and sensors, and space and defense. These are the 5 themes on which this center will work. Of course, it will happen after 1 semester. So talking about innovations. So innovation is not a single aspect. It's a multiple aspect starting with ideas, ending up to giving a solution for the problem. The solution is different in different context. So if you say invention is basically creating something new which was not there, innovation is technology taking to the user levels. Now when you do that, you have a product, you have a satisfaction of reaching someone which is relevant for that, and all these things will lead to growth. So if invention is for your satisfaction to say I have done something, innovation is for public in general. Now we have produced about 150 patents. Now to convert ideas into innovations, we need multiple systems which will make total innovation ecosystem. And the elements of innovation ecosystems are research labs. NITK has a good research lab, a set of them, good central facilities, then good centers of excellence. Then we are creating an idea factory wherein you can work in the evening, you can work in the weekends, create something yourself, break yourself. Break yourself matlab the items which you produce and see what is there, whether it's acting correctly. So we are making a provision in that it will be in the top of the CID's building. So this thing will work maybe 3 to 4 months. Already financial approval, things are started. Only physical formulation and application has to come. Please remember, all of us have large number of ideas in different contexts, but ideas on their own has no value. Innovation has lot of values. Everyone has an idea, but unless we convert it into innovation, it has no value. So these are basically elements of ecosystem, innovation ecosystem at NITK. We are linking with society, we are linking with industry, we are linking with academia. We'll see later how NITK links with other academia. We are linking with government. In various aspects, this is relevant. I have listed some of the reasons why this is relevant for NITK innovation ecosystem. I will skip this slide because time is limited. Okay, so from student point of view, if you want to transfer your innovative ideas converted into innovations, there are different levels. So the classification is making it as a 9-level TRLs, measure of technology readiness levels. Most of our research work in labs are either in 1 or 2 levels, which means to make it as a successful product, that is TRL 9, it has to pass through a lot of things. My request is for each one of you, don't limit only at 2. You at least go to type 4, that is prototype validation in the lab. So when you do this, your confidence will be more. Tomorrow you will be able to take the problem, a solution which is relevant for public at large. If you can reach up to technology TRL 6, that will be very good, but then it requires a lot of continuous effort. But technology TRL 4 is easy to reach. All of us can do it. We are all at present limiting to 1 and 2 because we are all contented with papers. Please remember, when you have a product, when you make it a idea to innovations, when you have a product, the conversion into a company or a startup company, the success is always less. It is not 100%. Less than 5% of startup companies are successful companies. But unfortunately, when you make a startup, when you float a startup company, our energy, everything will be lost. So that's what many times by launching startup, we'll be losing our energy. But you're all youngsters, do not leave as it is. There will be many, many challenges when you initiate a startup company. In fact, making innovation to life and making it successful is, to say it is easy, but challenges are multifold and different directions also. Now, why this challenge is so complicated, so difficult? Some of the reasons I have listed. All of us think that we are all expert, but we are expert only in limited domains. Okay? We need multi-directional expertise. Sometimes we make mistakes without knowing it's a costly mistakes. All of us work individually, very good individuals, but as a team, we are all very poor. So there are multiple reasons like this. Maybe in another session, we'll have a detailed discussion on this. I was talking about academia as a large, as a member for NITK ecosystem, innovation ecosystem. So we have so many institutes surrounding NITK, and we have a plan of bringing all these things going together. The reason is different institute has their own strength. We have to leverage our strength, then only region can come up, then only nation can grow. So in this region, about 10,000 graduates graduate come out every year. We have 12 medical colleges. This is another strength for us. So we can take benefit out of so many medical colleges. Their problems are different types. And alone medical college students, they cannot give a solution. Alone engineering college student, graduate cannot give a medical solutions. So medical and engineering both have to come together to give a solution which will improve health status of our nations. From engineering side, we have a lot of things, lot of schemes from government, state government and central government. We have district authorities related to industries. With all these people, we have interactions. It is for you people to take benefit out of them. Tweeted regarding the facilities, especially search and other facilities at NITK. So we have a big plan for having more sustainable activities, especially in the domain of e-vehicles and e-charging. We have multiple patents. Our electrical friends have multiple patents in this domain, and industries are approaching us to take use of these patents and innovations out of that. So these are some of the other photos indicating our e-charging systems and vehicles. Now, we're almost coming to the end. So Dr. Abdul Kalam, our former president, he has told multiple times when he was discussing with students, students need to dream, dream, dream. So you have to dream more. When you dream, some of these dreams you can translate into thoughts, how to make realization of the dreams. And when you do that, when you put continuous effort on that, these thoughts result in actions. So you dream large, some will be thoughts, and a small will become actions. And these actions have to support the growth of the nations. So the action can lead to innovation if you have sufficient energy and skills. And if you do that, it will help a country in improving GDP. It will help in improving comfort level of the public, and it will improve in health care related sector. Please remember, innovation need not produce money only. Sometimes it will help public at large. That is a big satisfaction we can have. So youngsters are requested to dream, not in the class, outside the class. Okay, please remember, dream does not mean that everywhere you can dream, but you have to dream. One important aspect for all the students is health, an important aspect. Otherwise, you will be left only with the dreams. Just a curiosity, how many of you practice exercise every day? Students. 45 minutes, 1 hour, walking, jogging, or whatever games. How many of you? Please remember, health is very, very important. At this age, you can tolerate any type of abuse, but that abuse you will realize as an abuse after when you reach 45, 50 years. Okay, you may not feel gastric anything, whatever you eat, that will be digested today, but your stomach will be storing all the abuses. When you reach 50, then you will feel sugar, BP, then gastric, everything will be there. Keep your health sound. So every day, 45 minutes, 1 hour, go to jogging or go to sports ground. We have such a nice sports facilities. It is for you student to use it. Okay. Initially, you will feel other students are very good. They are doing nice TT or all those things. But then with the time, you also become one among those good students. So please remember that. Both physical and mental health is very, very important. So for your information, the person involved in sports activity, their distress is relatively less compared to other sectors. If you are sitting in front of computers, the relative ratio of distress level is much higher. If you are in the field, if you are doing exercise, distress level is much less. So both physical and mental health is important. Then only we can do something good, not only earning money, good for society also. Don't compromise on some of these ethics. One is become a good human beings. If a person is in danger, try to help him. Don't make him more suffering. Try to protect 5 elements of our natural systems. You know what are the 5 elements? Can you recollect? Start with at least 1. We'll reach 5. 1, 2, 3. Sorry? Water, air, then fire, then only 3 over. Space. Next. Your Panchatattva. Earth. Okay. So if you can protect all these things, you are living in a good environment. Today's good kids will become tomorrow's good citizens and will become good parent day after tomorrow. You become a good kid today. Okay, though you are not in the kid level, become a good kid today, then you will become good citizens, good parents, good leaders. And as we mentioned earlier, encourage sustainability in every aspect in our life. And finally, you should be loyal to your family. You should take care of your family, friends. You should be loyal to institute and nation. Okay? So if you have a healthy life, you have very high chance of enjoying your life, and you can also encourage others to lead healthy life. So if you have any more queries, maybe time is less now, you can put a query to me. So my email ID, my mobile number, everything is available. I'm sitting in the first floor of main building. So one side is directorate section, other side is me and student welfare deans. Okay? Thank you. If you have any question, you can discuss with me later after the sessions.
Thanks a lot, Professor Udhaibhat. That was a bit delayed, but very descriptive and informative. I hope all the students take use of it. Thanks again. And as a token of our appreciation, I request Professor Shamlal to hand over a memento to Professor Udhaibhat K. We will start the next session. The next session will be handled by Professor Shamla. This lecture was supposed to be given by Professor Shashidhar, Associate Dean Research, on the topic Glimpse of Sponsored Research and NITK. As mentioned earlier, on his behalf, Professor Shamlal will be delivering the lecture. Professor Shamlal, please.
Okay, so good morning and all present here. Good morning. Perfect, right. So I am presenting behalf of Professor Sasidhar Kulugudi, who is Associate Dean R&C. So whatever the content he has prepared, I'll be just trying to highlight that. And some of things I may add my own thoughts in addition to what his thoughts over the glimpses of the sponsored research in NITK Surathkal. So what are the sponsored projects as a first questions, right? So sponsored projects are the projects which are funded by from the external agencies which already talked about like DST, DRDO, ISRO and so on by Professor Udhaibhat sir in the previous talk. So that the question again comes, what is the project, right? Project or the innovations idea. So here if you see the right slide, whatever they mention the sponsored project cycle, life cycles. So first you should have the idea, and when you have idea something new, you have to find out the funding agency, and according to the funding agency proposal, that you have to write a research proposal and then submit it. After the submission of proposal over the maybe couple of months, finally it may get awarded. So once project get awarded, then the role of you guys also come to the picture. You can work on the live project which was awarded to our faculty member in a different departments. And then the project normally goes 1 year duration, 2 year duration, and 3 year duration, 5 year duration. But most of the funding is normally 3 year durations from the government funding agency. So you have enough time to do a good project. So some of the points which are mentioned in the that points here listed, which are the key motivations for the sponsored research project, which is working on the different live projects, start from the industry needs, sponsor needs, institutional interest, and so on. And finally, that if you're learning through the live projects for student, right? So if you do a project is just so important for you people. In fact, your entire career of your 100%, your 50% is dedicated to the project, and the placement is 40% is depend on what kind of project you have done that. at a master level, because a moment you're going to the next year in any placement that company, first questions will be there: what kind of the project you are doing, what kind of the mini project or minor project you have done in your previous semester, which is will be next semester, right? So project has to be a highest priority, right? So project, once you do project, should be a useful project, right? Once I say useful project, means the project has to a social impact. It may be used by the social, maybe the space industry, defense industry, or say by the like or the that society can use the project, right? So here, if you see that the project, whatever is that faculty doing in different departments, are like, there are two broad departments here. One is called circuit department, other is a non-circuit department. So this side campus belongs to the non-circuit department, and that side, western side campus, basically belongs to your, this is eastern side, and that's called, we call western side. So western sides, the departments which includes electronics and communication, electrical and electronics engineering, IT department, computer science, or the circuit department. So but healthcare is a one such, most important domain where all the department can come and work together. Doesn't belong that, no, you are IT department only can do, electronics can do, or IT can do, CS can do. No. Healthcare is a department where we need to work interdisciplinary, right? All the department can join. Professor Rizwan is there, so I work with him. He's from metallurgy department. Professor Uday sir is there, so I work with him, right? Metallurgy department in the different project as well. So start from this smart stethoscope, you can go for the, in the radiology, histopathology, that cytology and so on in a different domain, retinal images and so on. So here, idea is that whatever the solution you will be developing, it should be a cost effective, right? So as of now in India, most of this healthcare product or the any that machines which we are using is mainly comes from the Western, right? From the US or other Europe country, right? So we need to come to the indigenous, right? We have to develop that the healthcare, the products, solutions in India only. So we should manufacture over here that, right? Then you gather major area is called electrical vehicle. So electrical vehicle is one such, you can see that nowadays the most of the vehicles is moving, the roads are EV vehicles, right? So there is a lot of the scope for doing the project in the domain of called EV, that's called electric vehicles, where you can do AI, ML and other steps, where again, electric vehicle is a domain where need to electronics, computer, IT, CS, mechanical, other, all the branches can need to join and they can work together to make better India or say Viksit Bharat, right? Then if you go for, this is one such where I do work very deeply last 6 years on artificial intelligence and machine learning. So this is a field which, used for, again, AI ML is not property of computer science. It is an interdisciplinary domain. Wherever you comes from, water resources, mining, metallurgy, or your mechanical, electrical, civil, any department, for me, any department or any science, right, physics, chemistry, right, you can use AI ML as a tools, technology for developing some useful products for the societal as other applications, right? So coming way, like if you look at the 6G now, 5G, 6G technologies which coming in future, where also AI ML is going to use in a big way as well. Then, as here I told already, so here that listed 3 disciplines, departments, mechanical, materials, and mining engineering department. So here the list of the project which is listed start from the design innovations, and you can go for the mineral and the chemical characterizations, then mine technology and automation, mine health, and so on. So here, lot of the scope is there for you guys as a youngster, PhD, MTech to take up our live project, industry useful project, and do contribute to the department, society, right? So that, a good research paper come out from your project, your patent has to come out from your 2-year study. That is what mean good projects. Then coming to the civil engineering, so civil engineering start like as Professor Morning told that Sri Valsa, right? He's from the civil engineering department and he's right now in Kerala, that Wayanad regions. He's trying to give us that where to live, what are the sensitive area and those things. So this is what is the important as well. So here some of the listed projects which are listed and like material structures, transportation, water resources, safety and so on, and geotechnical, everywhere here is listed, right? Many places, again, you can use AI, ML technology for making your project more useful, right? Then, what are the outcomes you can take away? Outcomes is like, as I told you, you have to think, the dream, think, and always your objective should be not only just do a small project, try to build a complete product. It may be a software product or it may be a hardware product, but it should be a complete system, so that the system can be used by the industry or any healthcare agency or anywhere, right? So that is what your should be the objective. So here the project, again, what you do is should be the useful for the any institution, interest, and whatever the resources there. As Professor told, we have good resources, so we try to utilize the CRF facility, AIML department. We are good computing. Then cyber physical that center also there, where we have computing facilities they try to use for doing good project as well. And lot of the training involved, learning live project, what be thoughts. So this would be your research outcome if you do finally after your 2-year or your 3-year, 4-year, your study after that, right? So options for you, what are the available? So here there are various options. So since you are coming from different background, different colleges, so it's your right time to find out your interest based on your expert, whether you are good at in software or good at hardware or the experimental, find the strength, and then you have to choose your area of the interest based on your strength, and then try to identify the project where in your department, the professors working in the sponsored project, industry project, consultancy, meet them, try to interact them, right? And then try to tell them, yes, you are interested to join his and her team, so that start learning now itself, not after 1 year when the second year will come. So it's like this. Then involve in implementation, gain experience and knowledge, include in your CV, find your enjoyable destination, in the sense that when you do a good project and good project lead to your good jobs. Ultimately you want good jobs. So to get a good job, high package, you should do a good projects. Very simple, a good learning, high level of finally the learning will happen, right? So start that now itself, right? Because your background is little poor, maybe, right? Because coming from different university system where may not have good facility, here good facility, good teaching, good research, all the things there, try to use all those resources so that you can become, good engineer right after your MTech or the PhD, good researcher, so that the country can use your skills as well. With this, I'll one more slides. So just last slide is summary. So motivation, research activity and ITK involved, right? You just try to explore outcomes, your opportunities. So opportunity is a lot for you, right? As I told, try to involve yourself. If you involve yourself, then only you can grow. For me, who can help you? Only you can help yourself. There is nobody else can help you. If you start thinking, ask yourself, whether am I helping myself? Whether am I helping myself? Whether am I gaining the new knowledge, new skills or not? If you start asking yourself, then a day will come, you will feel that you are very useful product for industry one day. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Shyamla. I invite Professor Rizwanur Rahman to please come on stage and give a memento as a token of our appreciation to Professor Shamlal. Thank you. Our next lecture is by Professor Rizwanur Rahman. He will be speaking on Central Research Facility and its usage. Professor Rizwanur Rahman, please.
No. No. Okay, you can try this one. HDMI is there. Right. This is HDMI, I think. No. Okay. This side. Okay. No, this is connected. No, HDMI is there, boss. Yeah, it is here in the back side. You are controlling from there, huh? Okay. Good morning, everyone. I am Dr. Muhammad Rizwanur Rahman. So today I'm filling the place of Professor in charge, Central Research Facility, Professor K.U. Rawal. And as you can see this picture multiple times, one more time I would like to show, this is the Central Research Facility building. The backside building, what you are seeing is that side is the annexure 1. Initially it was the classroom. And because of the hurry up, we have to shift the equipment in those places. Your new classrooms are coming soon very fast. Now, as you know that this building was inaugurated in 15th October 2022 by the Honorable Minister of Education, Sri Dharmendra Pradhan. This facility is unique in various sense. The first and foremost important thing is the NITK was the first institute in India who taken a step in a strong way to have a loan of 80 crores from HEFA to purchase only equipments. Other NITs or IITs have taken this loan for various other activities, but we are the only institute who has taken 80 crore rupees loan for the equipment purchase. And this building, which is seen to you right now, is of the 9,000 square meter floor area, which is distributed in 4 floors, ground, 1, 2, and 3 floors. This CRF equipped with 60 state-of-the-art equipments, okay, and these equipments are having various domain, which covers all mainly physics, chemistry, biology, civil, mechanical, metallurgy, more than 7 to 8 departments these equipments covers. However, we have distributed these 60 equipments into 3 categories. One is manufacturing, processing, and characterization, which can be seen from the website. Also, you can see that. These facilities are equipped with necessary utilities. It has its own dedicated website, which I'm going to show you. This facility is managed by majority of the PhD students, as well as it has 12 to 14 dedicated staffs who are a permanent operator of these state-of-the-art equipment. The facilities are 12 hours a day operation, and we are also organizing various hands-on training on various equipments time to time. So, as you can see here, this facility has its own dedicated website linked with NITK also. So you can type in Google CRF NITK, you can get the first search, and here it has a facility part where you can see, I think this one, yeah, this is the facility part. Okay, yeah, thank you. This is the facility part where if you will click, it will open with 3 tabs where you have a manufacturing equipment, processing equipment, and characterization. If anyone wants to book the slot, it is a very one-step process. You go here, book slot. If you have not registered, you can register it, and then you can go to the various equipment, whichever equipment you want, and various type of what is called testing, what you want to do the testing. Corresponding to that, you can see the testing charges are also available. This facility is not meant for only for NITK. That is why I'm telling you that this facility is really unique. We give almost equal opportunities to various students from outside NITK as well as industry, and some of the testing we do for abroad sample also. So from here you can do the slot booking. So as overall, the person who is very unknown to CRF, when it comes, what he can feel in a sense that if he has a material in his hand, what are the things he can do? Okay, this circle represents that part, and around the periphery of this circle, various type of equipments what we have written, it tells you these equipments' ability to test your materials. Okay, so a material which has an structural features, if you want to measure these structural features, you can go for a machine called X-ray diffraction. A compositional information, what are the constituents are there, which are the elemental constitutions are there, that can be measured by a called FEACM EDS. Okay, EDS is the major part. You have an optical instrument, optical property of the material, how much light it can absorb or reflect, these kind of information if you want, you can measure it with this instrument called UV Vis. It has additional feature in NIR range. So this is also called UV Vis NIR instrument. There is a mechanical strength of the material if you want to measure. We have that facility also. Thermal property of the material if you want to measure. That also we have. A nanomaterial. We have a MTech program called nanotechnology. Okay? A nanomaterial which is in powder form or in a solution, if you want to their dimension, whether it is a flat, whether it's a circular or spherical or which shape and size if you want to measure, you can measure with the particle size analyzer. Then there are few more equipments are there which is another domain. For example, a medical equipment which is called gate lab, okay? Soil test for civil engineers, pharmaceutical equipment which is called, for example, if you have a biological constituents in your water, that also can be measured or identified. Chemical identification, so this is another very high-end equipment. Okay, I'm not going to tell much. But one more important element, which is called trace element, if you want to identify from any soil or in water, that can be identified by using equipment called ICP-MS. Okay, so this is one of the overall picture of what exactly CRF does, but this is not the complete picture. We do many more things. One of the examples here, we have multiple visitors. In last 2 years, you can say that more than 400 visitors are visited to our central research facilities. Each visitors can be a one person or a multiple person. So for example, here you can see some of the institute. This is, I think, from Yonapaya Institute. They came and they visited. We consider it as a one visit. Some of the school-going children are also, we entertain some time based on our own convenience. We also do some of the activities, outreach activities. Our what it called permanent staffs go for workshops and conferences to demonstrate our capability and do a better publicities. This is another visit from the what it called a international guest, and from the one of the workshop from the electronics department faculty have organized. Here you can see, as Dean RNC has told you, that multiple NITs have approached us. For example, NIT Raulkela, NIT Calicut have approached us to showcase or demonstrate them that how we are managing the facility, what is the success story of CRF. So you can see that this is the visitors from NIT Calicut, okay, and they came this year in the month of January to see the working mode of Central Research Facility and how we are doing it and what are the important steps they can take to improve the further. So this is one of the small video I would like to play for you people to showcase what exactly we are doing here and what are the equipments are available. This is FESEM. This is AFM, atomic force microscopy. It measures the surface roughness of your material. This is LCMS, where you can identify the biological constituent in the material solution. This is micro-EDM. It can drill hole of the order of micrometer, 100, 200 micrometer. This is BET surface area, which can do the measurement of surface area of the material. This is NMR, which is chemical constituent if you want to measure. This is friction stir welding, manufacturing sector. This is gate lab. This is GCGC, gas chromatography. Glow box, where we keep our chemicals, because some of the chemicals are very, hygroscopic, so it has to be kept in a very environment. This is 3D metal printer. This is coating lab, HVF coating we call it. This one is, just slipped from my mind. This is fiber lab, fiber fabrication lab. Yeah, this is liquid nitrogen lab. We have our own liquid nitrogen plant. It can produce 120 liter a day. This is impact test. This one, hydraulic 250 kilonewton hydraulic features. This is another FESEM. This one is a particle size analyzer, which I was talking about. This is OES, optical emission, probe sonicator. UV vis, X-ray diffraction. So now you can see how easily you can book your slots on your mobile phone. In one step, you can do the booking. So this is, let me tell you, a very good operators we have who can help you to do the measurement sometime. But apart from operator, as a PhD student, I would like to say that you should extend yourself to a larger extent to learn the equipment and come up with new ideas to do the measurement as well as analysis. With this, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Professor Rahman. I request Professor Jayaraj to please come on stage to offer a memento to Professor Rahman as a token of our appreciation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next lecture will be delivered by Professor Jayaraj, who is Professor in charge of R&D equipment. He will be giving a lecture on R&D equipment in various departments. Professor P. Jayaraj, please.
Slide. Yeah. Yes, looks like. Okay, okay. Yeah.
So, good morning, students. Yeah. So, most of things Professor Rizwan explained. I will try to give some lecture. You can assume you know already about equipment, like lab equipment or equipment, how the R&D equipment differs from the lab equipments or equipments. So the fixers tells the story. So people uses this jackhammer to demolish. Then you know the Olympian, so made our country proud. So they uses some lenses to block one eye. and some specialized lenses for focusing. So then we'll come to that fellow. So he is famous. So basically, we use some aid or thing to do the things very conveniently. So they are called as equipments. It may be simple or complex. It may be manually operated or automated. So now you know why that Turkey person is famous. So he has not used any additional or extra gear. So still he could get 10 points. So he got silver because of his partners are not done well. So R&D equipments, so most of you are MTech students and a few PhD scholars are there. You are having, MTech students are having 1 year project. So third semester you have to do some major project. And again in final semester you have to do one major project. So whenever you go for interview, they start asking what is your major project. So here, as everyone told, every faculty is involving in doing some research, and all are having a funded project. And every project comes with some kind of this research equipment. So CRF already Professor explained. So then the R&D is like you are trying to develop something new, or you are trying to improve or enhance performance of certain thing. So that is basically called research and development. So there that we achieve through some kind of equipments. Those things are called as R&D equipments, and they are not used for typical production or manufacturing purpose. They used for only making variety of test. So the R&D equipments allows you to do variety of test with respect to material or testing condition, all those things. So whatever test results you are getting as per standard, they are going to be like reference value or benchmark value. So then you can claim. So I develop so and so material. It has certain characteristics compared to existing material. It is better. So all those things can be achieved through the R&D equipments, specialized equipments, not with usual equipments. So major facilities, one is CRF, already Professor explained. So then we have manufacturing and materials characterization majority, and we have some computational facilities like MATLAB license we have, and we have softwares like ANSYS and COMSOL kind of thing. So those who are from civil and mechanical and materials, they know this. So when you develop a new material, we have to test. So the material may fail under different kind of thing. So people make a variety of components using a particular material, and it is subjected to variety of loading, and failure may occur in any one of the case, like tension or compression or shear or bending. So we have some facilities to find out this. So then the scanning electron microscope. So especially when you develop material and do testing, it will fail. So understand the failure mechanism. We have to analyze the failed surface. So then when we do this scanning electron microscope, we'll be able to understand in which mode the failure happens. So I kept the image of for natural fiber. So one is coir fiber and another one is sisal fiber. So you can see the porosity, nature and other things. So this, when I analyze, I can say when I want to replace the plastics with this kind of composites material prepared with the help of this plant fiber, which are going to be waste. So then the surface characteristics gives some insight into its capability when you reinforce and how they are going to fail. So then already as shown in video also. So we have this gait analysis equipment. This is used for the emotion analysis, especially for biomechanics study. So we have something called a gait cycle. So when we do that, we'll come to know how a person's movement is there. So we have that facility. It consists of several image capturing cameras and other things. So then this facility available with me, so I kept this. So whatever people are using for sound absorption material, they are toxic in nature. So when it get fire for in these kind of halls, when we use such materials, so fire or something happens, then smoke will come. When we inhale, it is going to spoil our health. So the people are developing this natural or biodegradable kind of material. So we have some facility using this impedance tube. So the work done by us, one the locally available Araka fiber samples we made, and with the help of wood PLA. So that is the material, and we 3D printed that, and we have tested. So apart from this, we have a very good metal 3D printer. So that is there in CRF. So then this facility is available in ECE. So I am from mechanical background. Mostly I kept the things, whatever you know something, with that I can explain in that way. So in ECE, we have this facilities. One is circuit board plotter. We can, using that, you can produce printed circuit boards. And one more facility, they have anechoic chamber, so especially to test the RF devices and antennas kind of thing. So the another one is multi-physics simulation software. So when I want to do any test, I need equipment, I need a skilled person. So all those things. So instead of that, if I want to do that without a physical test, we can do something called through numerical simulation. So they represent the physical behavior of a system in terms of differential or integral equations, so mathematical equations. And most of the equations will not be able to solve directly or explicitly. There we use the so-called numerical methods. They are approximate methods. So then with the help of the computer, we solve those problems. So that solves a lot of this testing and other things. Of course, testing is needed to ensure that whatever you are doing this through the numerical simulation is right or wrong. So testing is ultimate. So we have very good facilities with respect to these computational aspects. So MATLAB, we have licenses, and ANSYS multi-physics simulation software. So we have 23 workstations in CRF. So you can book slot. When you do that in your laptop, it may take so many hours to solve. So when you use these workstations, we have a capacity of 96 GB RAM and 540 G flops. So that kind of system, we have 23 systems in CRF. We have to book like what Professor Rizwan explained. So that will solve the things very quickly. So if you are involving in some problems using machine learning or deep learning or even finite element kind of software which has more number of nodes, so then computational time will be very high. So when you use these kind of systems, it will solve quickly. So I kept some examples, but ANSYS multi-physics is capable of doing a variety of problems. So apart from that, we have COMSOL as well. So you can use these R&D equipments. I have kept only few, and Rizwan has given full detail. So you have a major project. So there you have a chance to use all these R&D equipments, and don't try to use like a black box. So for example, you are going to do some test in CRF, they will give the results. So you should know the equipment and process. So when you present somewhere, I have taken this result, especially PhD scholars and MTech research and MTech regular students, they ask the physics behind. So when you say, I have taken some image or I have done so and so study, so how the operations are taking place. So my advice or input is don't use like a black box. So you need to take, irrespective of whether you are civil, mechanical or electrical or any specialization, you will be using some tools, maybe testing tools or these numerical tools. Very important, you should know the way in which it is working, what kind of make and what are all its capability, limitation, everything. So that will help you. So every department is having a lot of facilities, and in institute website, every department they have kept the list of facilities available in their department. And for you can use this CRF for advanced facilities. So as Professor told, it is one kind of unique facility NITK is having. So you can use that. So with that, I will stop. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Jairaj. Thanks for the information that you have given on the R&D equipments that we have. Probably the students, if you are interested in any of such issues, probably you can always contact our faculty. The contact details are available in the NITK website, and I'm sure our faculty are very happy to interact with you. I request Professor Jairaj to kindly accept a small token of appreciation from Institute side. Our next presentation will be on Science and Technology Entrepreneurs Park of NITK. We have with us Professor Subraya Hegde, who is Professor in charge of Science and Technology Entrepreneurs Park. I invite Professor Hegde to kindly deliver the lecture. Professor Hegde, please.
Good morning. Hope I'm audible. Okay, so I'm the professor in charge of our in-house business incubation center. It's NITK STEP. So STEP stands for Science and Technology Entrepreneurs Park. It is one of the oldest facilities set up in India, 30 years old. So I'll give a quick orientation, a trip to NITK STEP. Excuse me, I think the mic is better because I can obviously. Okay, so this is the admin building or administrative building of NITK STEP, and many people do not know where exactly is a STEP building, and some of the faculty members have never visited, so I just wanted to give you that info. You are being freshers, I need to give this info. So this is, anyway, you can see that there's the NITK beach, and then you have the NITK campus. Okay, so that's towards north. You can see the NH 66 running, and on the west side, so you have, okay, yes, so we are here on the east side. So on the other side of the highway, you can see that area. Okay, that's where we have NITK STEP, and I think this is zoomed in version. So here you have the underpass or underbridge, that essentially through which you can go from east side campus to the west side campus. And the moment you enter that, there is a right turn. You see a building there. There is an admin block, and then you have this The red colored building, that is essentially the incubation center. So there are many, so the entire, this much land, which is about 20 acres, it is essentially leased out to NITK STEP. And maybe, yeah, so once you enter the beach road, on your right, you can see the board, so that is NITK STEP. So that is admin block, and then just towards the back side, you have the actual incubation center. Okay, so I think you have seen from the aerial view that it is a lush green campus, and it's a lush green area. Surrounding is really beautiful. It's essentially a jungle. But then you have 2 buildings in there, and so from outside, it is lush. You can see the building. We do conduct quite a few interesting programs, invite students from outside for training. These are the latest incubators, essentially. So this is the actual incubation center. It's a blocky building just behind that. So this is the admin building. So the interior. So we do incubate companies, startups. So this is the latest company that has started operation in NITK STEP. It's called IRAT Corporation. IRAT is on artificial intelligence in medtech. This is another company. An NBA visitor, visited us and inspected. So this is Indian bank officers are ready to come and then give loan for the startup. So I had a conversation with them. So this is a boardroom. You can see the deans, and then the NBA inspector, they are conversing, and another NBA inspector conversing with one of our incubators in a lab that is within NITK STEP. So quick history and milestone. As I mentioned, that is one of the oldest in the country. So started with generous support from Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. So the process of having this funding and starting an incubation center or business development center started way back in 1991. And so essentially 94, officially the NITK or the KRE system started in principle in the main building. But then before that, in 91, so Entrepreneurs Development Center, EDC, was started in the main building. So in 95, building stone of the admin block was laid. And then 97, full-fledged operation happened. In fact, in the same year, the incubation center, which is the other building, was also done. So the operation, you can say that full-fledged operation started in 97. By 2002, it has renamed as NITK STEP because KREC became NITK. So, so far, up to 2002, we had generous support from DST and to run the incubation centers and even for the seed grant, etc. But then, in 2005 onwards, we became a self-sustained body. That means we do not get any financial support from the DST or any other government bodies. So we are essentially generating our own revenue through the rentals and through the training programs and consultancy. And so far, we have incubated approximately 100 startups, of which around 80 startups have already been graduated from the STEP, and then another 20 companies are still working with us. They are about to be graduated. So I have to just mention about the facilities. First thing is that you have a beautiful campus of about 20 acres. Within that, you have essentially Yogakshema building, or a yoga center. Now it is being occupied by CPWD, and I think they have also vacated it recently. We have search lab towards the beach. So it is essentially a facility for monitoring the ship movements, so that in the emergency, it essentially gives indications whether there is any emergency situation, there is tsunami or any natural calamity that can occur. In fact, many people do not know that we have a small corner, in which there is adventure or a boot camp facilities. I think sometimes NCC built it up so that it can be further improved, and a boot camp can be organized. So we already have some facility there. Maybe you can just visit, towards such, you'll come to know all this. Okay, so we have the step between block and incubation center. Put together, we have about 12,000 square feet area for incubation. There are 30 independent units for incubating companies. Furnished, AC enabled. Okay, the size range 200 to less than 200 to more than 1,200 square feet is available, depending on the size and the requirement. We have a dinner office, there are a training hall, you have the boardroom, so on and so forth. Round the clock security, CCTV cameras, power, water, internet. So, got everything in the step building. Linkages to networking, Institute's Innovation Council, and I'm a member of that. So, we have constant interactions with them to find out opportunities for funding and starting the companies and for developing entrepreneurship and other ecosystem. ECEL student body for entrepreneurship cell, so we do interact with them. Alumni and industry, so there is, in fact, with other incubation centers also we have good networking communication. We have a facility manager who looks after finance as well. We have accounts officer, and then we have 2 support staff. That is a office hour. We work 5 days a week and 9 to 5:30. So you can drop by anytime during the work hour and take a look at our facilities and interact with our staff and also with entrepreneurs if you are interested. So here, quickly, the visitor, and she is our accounts officer. So this is a lab, and then again it's chemistry company that does that produces fine chemicals. So this is a essential IT company that is working in NIT STEP. So we have a vision, and there are like more than 20 mission statements. I'm not putting that. So entrepreneurship development through business incubation, innovation training, and skill enhancement in a value-driven and service-focused environment, targeting benefits to all the participating agencies. All stakeholders should be benefited. That is the vision. So what is the legal status? So it is a registered society, whether it's an independent body. It is linked to NITK because the board members of NITK STEP, okay, are, a few of them are from NITK. So in fact, our chairman is the chairman of NITK, that way. And the director and myself, are all the board members. So there is direct connection. We are operating from NITK campus, so there is a direct linkage. So it's also self-sustaining since 2005. Yeah, more than 100 startups. I think I told you, there are totally is a team of 5. This is a trust area so far. I can say IT, engineering design, AI, robotics, 3D tech, med tech, but you name it, you have got. But then ultimately what we do is, apart from incubating companies and then supporting them, we do train faculty members to budding entrepreneurs, students, and we also do outreach activity, entrepreneurship development program, faculty development program, and management development. So all these are the training programs that we constantly do. I think you can see that few students from Purna Prajna Commerce College visited us, and the PG students visited, then we have interacted, and also our entrepreneurs or the incubatees would interact with them as to how to start a company, what are the hurdles, and what are the areas that people can consider and everything. So again, we are having interactions with our interns. They work with us for various projects. In fact, I am working with interns from NITE Engineering College. They are IT or computer students. So we are essentially building a new website for NITK STEP. So I'm having interactions with the faculty from our IT department. So you can see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are different areas. Women started their companies. In fact, we have our own alumnus started a company and very successful. We have started support. We have student ECEL members who interact with us, and then product development to entrepreneurship development to a program to faculty. So multiple things that we do there. Okay, so this is a tricky area that I just need to cover. So the NITK alumni started all these brands. I hope you delivery to taxi for sure. These are all the Chai Point, and then even you have more actually. Some Cat King and Drive You or something. Anyway, so you have all these companies who became big brands, and they're all started by NITK alumni. But then NITK STEP alumni also created these brands. Of that, Robosoft is a big company that graduated from NITK STEP. We have ChangePay, Mangalore, these are other companies. So I'll go through that and finish it. So NITK STEP story is incomplete without mentioning Robosoft. This is one of the success stories that we need to mention all the time. Anyway, so Mr. Rohit Bhatt, a graduate from NITE in computer science. He started this company after returning from Japan, and initially working in his sister's house in Mumbai. He essentially requested that he needed a space in NITK STEP. So there was he's the first occupant of NITK STEP Incubation Center in 97, 98. Okay, so he started this company called Robosoft Technologies, and in this office, you can see this still available. In fact, now it is being occupied by another entrepreneur. So he hired Shailaja Rao, again a graduate from NITE Engineering College, and she became the chief operating officer of this company. So they grew this company from NITK STEP and then moved to Udupi, which is their hometown. And then, in fact, it grew multiple times. And finally, this company called TechnoPro, which is a Japanese company that essentially bought the Robosoft, which is a building in Udupi. You can see it on the highway, on the right side of the highway. For 800 crore, this company was acquired by TechnoPro India. It is not a small thing, but the kind of work that they did is essentially they were working on the cutting edge technology. In fact, when they joined NITK STEP and started the company, very first time they had internet access. By the way, NITK STEP got the internet very first time on NITK campus, and then in fact NITK CCC or Central Computer Center got it a little later. So that's how he started, and he worked on producing, essentially coding, and then developing apps for Apple computers. So even if at all you are using your smartphone or iPhone, you definitely are using the codes written in NITK campus by these. Okay. So now what are they? So now they are. Now he basically started another company called 99 Games, and then she has become a venture capitalist, and she started this. Both are into gaming now. By the way, Mangalore is becoming a hub for designing and developing and coding games, video games, and it's growing, really fast. So some of you are interested, definitely should keep in touch with these people. Okay, so they are active in multiple, areas. So they are into TIE Mangalore initiative where they want to transform, or at least, make Mangalore or this coast an IT center, IT hub. Okay, so they are into that mission. You may be in touch with them and talk to them. They may come and help us because they are essentially our own graduates from NITK STEP. So your senior from mining engineering department. So Daivik started his company called ChangePay. Okay, that was essentially the logo then. So this is a man. Now we have got a group of 5, I think he even grew. So it is essentially providing service, simple services within a campus. So many IIT and NIT campuses are using his facility. It is essentially booking some ordering, basic facilities, whether it could be food or it could be, some supplies. And then he basically developed a concept called Smart Box where you can drop it in. It's pretty much, digital or in a high-tech postman type service. But that is growing well in Tumkur, and then this is our, ITBT minister who inaugurated the very first, Smart Box in Bangalore. These are rising stars. Okay, so he is our own alumnus. BTech from Chemical Engineering, and he started a company called Kambla. In fact, he had already graduated a company and then sold out. Sona Jogi, he started his company Kambla, then they are about 7 years old. Now they are graduating from NITK STEP and they are moving out to Mangalore. And then they, now it is close to about 90 plus software developers. They are housed in NITK STEP. And then by the end of this year, by December, he wants to increase his strength to 100. Dr. Ranjini Chitrapur is our own graduate, a PhD in biotech, chemical engineering department. She started Sasyani, essentially developing chemicals or environment-friendly chemicals and bacteria for cleaning the sludge and avoiding or minimizing the stink in the sludges in swarms and in fish processing, or meat processing, plants. So she's, I think she has already, developed quite a few products, and she's going very well. Dr. Vasudeva is essentially a chemist, PhD in chemistry, and then he started his company along with Quadrivalent Labs. Right now they are operating, they are making fine chemicals. Quite successful, and they are pretty active in NITK campus, and they are about to graduate. So these ones are the rising stars. And there are many more I can talk about, but with that we should stop. Funded by DST, now it is self-sustained, 100 startups. Renovation is an exciting thing. We are, after 30 years, we are renovating the building. Now, there is like a facelifting, a new look to the building. So first phase is over. Now the construction of the first floor, we want to increase the the space. Another 600 square feet need to be added. So these are in pipeline. We are doing it. 30-year celebration in March 2025 planned. So this is important. So this is a new area, the new thing that happened recently, that innovation entrepreneurship policy of NITK is newly written and then approved. So that is being implemented. That means there is a process for you to start a company at the same time. That is support, okay, IPR or any other mentorship, etc. So there's a visitor is happy, and here's a contact info. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Professor Subraya Hegde, for giving us an overview of the STEP NITK activities. I request Professor Subraya Hegde to accept a small memento as a token of our appreciation. We'll continue the session. So today's session theme, or the orientation program theme, is research and networking. So accordingly, we have presentations related to the research activities and networking related issues at NITK. Our next presentation is by Professor Sharanappa Jorodadarshi. He is a professor in charge of fellowships. He will be talking on fellowships, scholarships, and special schemes which are available at NITK. Professor Sharanappa Jorodadarshi, please.
Hello. Yeah. Good morning to all, and I would like to congratulate all the students who have got admission in this prestigious institute, okay, NITK Surathkal. And so today I am going to talk about the scholarships and the fellowship. Okay, so before we're going to the start, so let's play a video for you.
Yeah. مس ما هو حل المسألة؟ مس ما هو حل المسألة؟ مس
Okay, so the talent should not be suppressed because of any financial problem. Okay? So we come up with the mission, and then the vision of our team is to empower the excellence and identify and support the talent. So we should not have the financial problem should not hinder the talent, and promote equal opportunities to everyone. So is the rich or the poor. And then the foster the research and the innovation and the clear financial pathway. So from the entering into the NITK till so you are exiting. And so investing, we are going to investing on the future leaders, that is you. Okay. So so empowering the education, because the talent deserves the chance. So because the mind, so that the overcome all the technical challenges, that can also the conquer the financial ones. So we boost up you, so within whatever the problem which you are going to face within the finance. Okay. So let your skill, the shine, the brighter than any financial setback, because the success is built on determination. Okay. So not within the dollars or the money. So where we are going to get the funding? Okay, so these are all the sponsors. So the government of India, okay, and the private and then the public sectors, the CDOT, and then the Bharti Airtel Foundation, and the Tata Consultancy Services, and also the IEEE. So in combination with the Quest, so they have sponsored some of the scholarships. And then the Indo-German Science and Technology Center is one of the sponsors. And then the Boeing. Okay, so they are sponsoring the very good the fund to our institute. So in 2022, they have sponsored for 2 students, in 23 4 students, and now in 24 the 10 students have been sponsored by the Boeing. So and then the Engineers India Limited and the government of the Kerala, so they have given the scholarship for a single girl child. Okay, and the Garrett, again the private company, and also the Swami Vivekananda Education, the foundation. So these are all our the sponsors, and many more. Okay, so where this facility is available. Okay, so to get that, whenever you are going to face the finance problems, okay, so where to get the fundings. Okay, so if you go to the NITK website, okay, so if you go to our NITK website, so in that the academics, okay, so if you go to the academics, in the drop down menu, so you will get the scholarships and then the awards. okay, the scholarship and fellowship. So if you go to this, the tab, so then you will get the number of what are all the scholarships available, scholarship and fellowship. So not only for the BTech, even for all programs, BTech, MTech, and the PhDs also. Okay, so if you go to this, and then all the more details about the which is the company sponsoring, what is the scholarship, and so how to apply, and all details are available, and you can apply. And also some special the scholarships. So for a single girl child, or particularly for the PWD candidate. Okay, so for those things, so in your IRIS, we have made, so in connection with the MIS team, so now the scholarship and then the fellowship details are available in the IRIS portal also. So first we are going to upload into our website, okay? So then, so it will come to that, the particular or the eligible, the candidate IRIS portal, okay? By chance if it is missing, so you can, so always look into that. In our NITK website, it is available. Okay, so now this is one of the scholarship, okay, Bharti Airtel, the scholarship. Now it has the open, okay. So for UG, so now as well as PG also they told they are going to open it. And it is available for, you should have the economical poor. So for those, so the scholarship is available. That is, the family income is the less than 8.5 lakh. Okay, so they are going to take care of complete your fee structure, as including the hostel and then the mess fee. Okay, so these are some of the scholarship awardees. So we have got from the IEEE Quest. Okay, so for women students, okay, so 7 students, they have got the scholarship of the 50,000 rupees, okay, each. So which includes all the specializations from the BTechs. So and next one is the Boeing scholarship. So they are sponsoring from the 2020. So as I told, in 22, 2 students they have sponsored, in 23, 4, and then they come to know that so the fund is utilized so well, and it is for the needy persons. Okay, so in that way they have increased to 10. Okay, so now these 10 students, we have got the Boeing scholarship of 50,000 rupees. So in that 4 for our undergraduate level, and 4 students for the postgraduate level, and 2 students for the PWD. Okay, irrespective of whether undergraduate or the postgraduate or PhD. Okay, so 50,000 rupees they have the sponsored for all the students. So and then so not only the PG, even for PhD students. Also we have that the C. Star Fellowship. Okay, so so got awarded to Atira G. Menon. Okay, so she is the PhD, the scholar. Okay, the scholarship fund is 50,000 every month for 4 years. Okay, 50,000 every month for 4 years. So in India, the 14 institute has selected, and in that the NITK also the one of the institute. And among all NITs, so only NITK Surathkal has got the fellowship. Okay, so and also Swami Dayananda scholarship, the award has got to the Madhurima. She is an BTech undergraduate, the 4th year student in mechanical engineering. Okay, so everyone who are needy, okay, and then economically the poor, Okay, so for them, here is the opportunities. Okay, so in the scholarship and then the fellowship which is available for you. Okay, so and then I thank for all the office bearers for successful installation of the scholarship and then the fellowship. So in the NITK website and also the to your IRIS portal through the MIS, the team. Okay, please keep checking for the scholarship and then the hours. Okay, all the best. Thank you.
Thanks to Professor Sharanappa Jodadarshi for the information on fellowships, scholarships, and special schemes available at NITK. I request Professor Sharanappa Jodadarshi to please accept a small memento as a token of our appreciation. We'll continue. Our next session will be from Professor Pradyot Jaina. He is professor in charge of university links. He'll be talking about university linkages and exchange programs which are available at NITK. Professor Pradyot Jaina, please.
Yeah, thank you. Good morning. How are you feeling? I would have actually liked you guys to sit probably on the front chairs, front rows, so that I could have, but it's okay. I can still see and reach out to you. All right, so very happy to, welcome you here and see you here. Next 2 years for the MTech, MSc, MBA, and 3 to 4 years or 5 years for PhD, right? So very exciting, opportunity time for you in NITK. So I'm also happy to be a small part of that, to be able to contribute something to your career, to your life. So what I'm going to talk about today is university linkage. When I showed interest to work in this area, I had worked in abroad for 7 to 8 years, and I had certain experiences which actually helped me, encouraged me, and contributed to my, I would say, overall well-being. Okay, being confident, being a little more tolerant, and a little more, looking the world, the people around you, universities, companies, wherever in different walks of life, with a broader mind, okay, accepting with a broader acceptance. So I thought that probably can also help the students. So that's why I took up this role. So I believe that, one of the best laughs come when somebody who doesn't know your language, your accent, your mother tongue, but still try to speak, try to learn and speak. So this, speaking in, trying to speak in your accent, which you know very well because that's your mother tongue. So that really sparks a laughter, because I had experienced that being in Germany when we were taking German course from people from UK, Poland, Africa, and me from India. So we all tried to, the teacher was German, a German lady, and we all tried to speak German, right? I was speaking in Indian accent, the UK guy was speaking in English accent, so that was very funny. So that's the collaborations can also lighten up our moods and make sure our lives are a little more colorful. So that's what I believe. University linkage, meaning that, of course, the university connect to the universities that NITK is connected to in various capacities, that can help the students take advantage of that. So we made a AI generated image that's showing that to the different universities that NITK is linked to, starting from Japan to Europe, US, and so on. Oh, sorry. I listed the activities that you can do jointly, okay, with national and international institutions. When you are at NITK, you have your first year, second year, then you can think of opening up and linking up to these possibilities, either nationally, in other reputed institutions, and internationally. Okay, internship comes first to our mind. In internship, there are different ways. In internship, you can go for a shorter duration of 3 months, or even a little longer duration of 6 months. Okay, so where you go to an university and have of course, before that, there has to be the alignment of courses and so on, credit points, so that that helps you to study the similar courses in another institute, in another university, in a more cross-cultural setup, okay, where you have the opportunity to learn from students from different nationalities, and that always helps. We know the Indian system of learning, but when you get an opportunity to learn from other countries, students from other countries, that really broadens our horizon, gives us an idea how the world might, look when you go out and try to, spread your wings. Okay. Semester exchange. Here it's more formal. Semester exchange is that you go for a whole semester or 2 semesters. That there again, the courses and credit points have to be aligned. Then joint and dual degrees. Joint degrees, when you get the degree from NITK, but since you have spent time and did course and research in other universities, so they also endorse you in your certificate. So that there is an endorsement from the university that you had visited and worked in. That's joint degree. Dual degree is when both you get 2 certificates, one from your parent institute, that is NITK, and another master's degree from the other university, dual degrees. So such kind of exposure always helps. It goes without saying that you get multi-pronged understanding. Okay, and what happens with this is you essentially also get linked up to the industries that are tied up with the universities. So you could go and have a experience in their incubation centers. You can go to the industry and even spend as a short stint in the. So suppose you go to a Canadian university, and then the industries that are linked with that university, you also get an opportunity to visit, work, and get connected with those industries. So that already, while still doing the master's or PhD, you still already are connected to the international business and industry. Joint PhD supervision, that's we are exploring it. It is going to take off. Here, of course, the professors from NITK and professors from other universities in abroad, US or Japan, they can jointly supervise PhD thesis. That would basically then lead to joint collaboration, publications, and so many other opportunities. So in February this year, 2024, we had received a contingent of 17 US university representatives. They had visited our campus. We had a nice brainstorming session where our Honorable Director Sir was there, and deans, other faculties. So there was a very open exchange and of ideas and conversation happened. What interesting is we also had a student exchange in there, wherein the students, the senior students, third year, fourth year, BTech students, master students, PhD scholars, also had discussion with those representatives, University of San Diego, then University of Texas, George Washington University. So 17 universities from US had come, and they had promised to have this more and more, so that we are following up with this, with signing MOUs and exploring further opportunities for our students. So these kind of activities continuously happen. This is only one example, but we also have visitors from universities of Japan and Spain and Germany, so France. So these, they always come up with this, invitations, so that we can send our students there and their students can come here with a joint exchange and so on. So just few examples I'm going to present. MITAX. MITAX is a Canadian organization, non-profit for organization, and MITAX has close link with Canadian government and their businesses, which actually fund it. So MITAX, through their program, internship, they are famous for internships, providing internships. They also do other activities, but internship is their mainstay. And from every year from NITK, students qualify for MITAX internship program and visit there. It provides, of course, monetary support for flight, stay there, housing, insurance, and the food and other requirements. So you get, if you are qualified for MITAX internship, then you get such support, monetary support. And then generally, MITAX is connected to several Canadian universities, so they would allocate you a certain university in Canada. And like I said, once you go abroad, then of course you also get connected with the industry that are there through the university. University organizes such opportunities. This is a heritage network. A heritage network is actually an Indo-European consortium of technical institutes like IITs and NITs. So technical institutes. From Europe, we have several universities. This is a little smaller, I don't know whether you can see it. TU Dresden, Technical University of Dresden, that's Germany. Then you have TU Dublin. Then from Barcelona, Madrid, both are from Spain. Universitat Genova, Switzerland. Polytechnic University from Poland. University of Patras from Greece. So several European universities, and from India we also have IITs, NIT Surathkal, and so on. So this is a heritage network through which every year there is an annual meeting, annual general meeting, actually AGM, Alternatively, it happens once in India and once in Europe. So this year it had happened in IIT Roorkee. The next year it will happen in Dresden, Germany. So I attended the Roorkee AGM. What happens here is that we have a list of contacts from these institutes. So those professors and students, would like to collaborate any professor given the subject similarity and the research similarity. So those who would like to collaborate with these universities, then you can come to me, and then I can provide the contact person's email and so on. So through those university contact persons, we can contact to the professors of that university. Many a times when you directly write to a professor from another university, they may or may not reply you back. But when we go through since NITK is a member of this network, so when we go through this network, we have a contact person who can connect us. So that had worked before. A few, for US universities, few of our faculties could get connected through this kind of, institutional level networks. And these networks, they from time to time have funds. They generate funds. They get the funding from the basically corporate and World Bank and so on. So when they have funds, they advertise for it. They open the possibilities for internship and postdoctoral fellowship, doctoral fellowship, and so on. So then through the network, we can avail this information to the students, and you can take advantage of that. So this is basically how we try to do university linkage at NITK, getting connected with different academic networks, try to see the funding opportunities, provide this information to students, help them, facilitate them, and so on. Okay. Sikhi Sastri Indo-Canadian Institute, that's also a non-profit for organization that was actually initiated when our late Prime Minister Lal Bahadur Shastri had visited Canada. That is back in 1968. So that was the origination, but over the time it had matured and many more and more Indian. So it's only Indo-Canadian, okay, Canada and India. And this institute also gets funding from several donor organizations, Canadian government, Indian government, certain philanthropists like Gates Foundation and so on. So they also provide internships and fellowships, okay, at all levels, undergrad, postgrad, PhD, at all levels. So here we have internships, short-term exchanges, student exchanges, R&D projects, right? Also, we have another very popular funding agency that is from Germany called DAAD, okay? The full form is in German, I cannot say it, Deutsch something something. So DAAD is quite popular actually among young students. Through DAAD, students get fellowship to do the entire study or certain parts of the study at master's level, PhD level in Germany. So like MITAX or SICKI, DAAD is primarily funded by the German German Ministry of Higher Education, BMZ. So there, every year they open the interview process, application process every year. I think around September is their deadline for DAAD. So we have a DAAD headquarters in New Delhi, and for Southern India, we have the headquarters in Bangalore. Through DAAD also, such information now we try to inculcate in our IRIS. Where you might have already started using IRIS. So that's where all the academic information are given. And now we want to integrate this information also in IRIS so that as and when we have any information on these funding opportunities and internship exchange, student exchange, that can be put in there so that you can see it. Yes. Some of the national collaborators, students every year go to, some students, IIC Bangalore for internship, IIT Madras, IIT Guwahati, IIT Bombay, and so on. So mostly the premier institutes, IITs and IISc. Also, I have noticed that now, of course, the majority go to the companies for internship. So I'm only talking about academic internship. Now what I notice is students have taken interest in doing internships with CBI, Central Bureau of Investigation. I think that's also quite fascinating and quite interesting. Then you can do internships with Niti Aayog. Okay, Niti Aayog, as you know, has replaced the earlier Planning Commission. So it's basically the planning and designing body of the government of India. There are also internship opportunities. But one thing I guess you know already, that internships are for free. You are generally not paid, except very few cases. But that's the thing, that you do internship to learn and get the real world experience. Okay? Internships are for the young students who are at the very beginning of their career to get real world experience, to get connected with the big bosses, okay, CEOs. In Niti Aayog, if you do an internship in Niti Aayog, you probably get to sit with, in meetings with the Prime Minister, the Finance Minister, and so on. So also, internships are available in international research organizations, not only the universities, international research organizations, okay, World Bank, Food and Agricultural Organization like FAO, International Food Policy and Research Institute, IPRI, okay. Few of our students, I was just seeing the statistics in CDC, our Career Development Center database, that few students have worked in international research organizations like this, IPRI, ICRISAT, and so on. Okay, so by internship, we do not restrict it only to companies and universities, but also these opportunities at various multinational organizations, okay, national policy-making bodies, so on and so forth. So depending on your interest, this is the university linkage on an average, broadly tries to give you that element that you need outside of your main courses to follow and pursue interests, okay, multiple interests, or the interests that you have to try out related branches, related areas. So that's keep an open mind. And some of our international collaborators, I just listed a few. Recently, we had signed an MOU with Oakland University in Rochester, Michigan. Then we have MOU with University of Utah, USA. Kumamoto University, Japan, we had very long-standing, long-lasting MOU, which have been keep on renewed in Japan, okay. Berkeley, University of California, Berkeley. So these are some very famous universities, but there are also talks now. Several universities from Australia and New Zealand have shown interest, wherein what they recently, last week, I had a discussion with representative from the New Zealand University. So what they are proposing is suppose you have a 2 years master's program, then you can have 1 year in NITK and another year in the New Zealand University. After that, they will provide you 3 years of job visa, which comes along with it. So they're basically enticing the students with some of these add-on packages, like providing the work visa in New Zealand for 3 years. So that's also good for you. If you, I mean, I'm not saying you should go or definitely go, depending on your interest. These are possibilities, opportunities. So if you choose, that's not yet been finalized. So we are also at NITK looking at these options, how feasible they are and so on. But if this comes into being, then you can have the opportunity of working in New Zealand. Visa, as you know, is major problem now, going in working in other countries. But of course, India is the best, right? We must work in India first and make things, see how it is here. Okay, that's what Japan did, I think, for the most part of their technological development. They did pretty well. They developed the technology in-house, okay, suiting to the Japanese conditions, and then they became the world beaters in automobiles and many other technologies. So for you, there is a lot of opportunities. You just have to keep an open mind, look for information, and try to get connected. So as long as I am there as PIC University Linkage, okay, my name was there in the first slide. So you can directly approach me, and we can take it forward from there. All right. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Professor Pradyut Jaina, for enlightening us with a brief overview on university linkages and exchange programs available at NITK. I request Professor Pradyut Jaina to kindly accept a small memento of appreciation. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.
Our next session will be on participating in conferences and lifelong learning. We have Professor Ashwini Chaturvedi with us. He is professor in charge of continuing education, and he will be explaining to us or presenting to us the details regarding the lifelong learning and conferences. Professor Ashwini Chaturvedi, please.
So, good morning, you all. At one front, it is a little disappointing that yesterday this was a house full, but I really appreciate your presence. That shows the sincerity that at least you really want to go through and understand what are the different functional units at NITK Surathkal. Okay, so my fellow colleagues and my dear students, I welcome you at NITK Surathkal. Okay. So I'm Ashwini Chaturvedi. I'm professor in charge, continuing educations. I'm a faculty in the Department of Electronics and Communication, that is on the western side of the highway. Okay. And as you might have seen, we have 4 departments on the western side. all are, we say it's the circuit branches, and all remaining departments are on the eastern sides. So basically, I will also present that how this Center for Continuing Education is evolving with time. What we used to do when it began in operation somewhere way back in 1984, then those days we used to be KREC, as it was told to you yesterday also. And then in 2004, we transited from KREC to NITK Surathkal. And then how the things went from 2004 to 2014, and there was a significant milestone in 2014, and then what we are really planning in near future. All is going to be content of my presentation. So you can see here, Center for Continuing Education, it supports variety of activities. The first component you can see over here is the art program. Here art stands for academic research and training programs. So under this, you can find we can conduct certification courses, summer school, winter school, and training workshops. And these all events are open not only for NITK students, but also students who are in our neighborhood. They can also come and participate in these events. Then becomes next little different activity is conferences or symposiums. Again, these are of two kinds, international and national. And then we have one more stream under the continuing education, that is continuing education program, which consists of faculty development program and management development program. All of these caters to different kind of audience, and even every single event is planned for a particular durations, who are the targeted audience, what is the theme of a particular event. So all of these factors are one of the important while designing a particular event, which comes under the umbrella of Center for Continuing Education. Okay. So as I just mentioned about the academic research and training programs, so here the emphasis is for internal as well as external, and students can be UG or they can be PG. So how we go, basically we go like this, that based on the input which comes from the department, we identify which are the niche areas in which we really need some training or some sort of a workshop in a particular technical domain. Then comes designing a course or a module that contains a good mix of theory and practices, okay? And even if you look at the guideline of NEP 2020, lot of emphasis is placed on learning by doing, rather than simply going with the rote learning. So that is also one important dimension there. Then we are also planning to have any event which gives you very good hands-on exposure with modern tools and state-of-the-art system, which are available in various center and department in-house NITK Surathkal. The whole idea is quite a good number of times we find even these things are published in electronic news version or in the newspapers, that the graduates are not industry ready. So that is one of the concerns. Towards this, our primary objective is, let us try to make a program which bridges the gap between skill set anticipated by industry and one that is acquired by the student while doing formal courses at NITK Surathkal. Then obviously, these programs are definitely going to include the use cases which is of relevance from domain knowledge as well as industry perspectives. A blended pool of resource persons taken from both academia and the industry. Designing course structure using intrinsic value, this is very, very important, such as team building, networking among peers, and timely executions. So this will also be one of the important component in whatever activity we do, whether it comes under the art or it comes under the continuing education program. And obviously, when we look at, so what is the expectation from the Center for Continuing Education? So we say, we give the logistic support in the form of doing a survey, promotion, activity timeline, inviting expression of interest, and then journey goes up to award of certificate or course completion. So you can, in a simple way, you can presume that entire logistic support to different events, which may be of academic nature or research content based. It may be planned by pool of a department or some department and some centers. The Center for Continuing Education is basically willing to give the logistic support. Now, then comes the conferences. So this slide is really, really very important for you because some of you are going to stay at NITK for 2 years if you are master's student. And if you are a PhD scholars, the duration may be anywhere between 3 to 5 years. So usually the conference, when we anticipate that conference, how the entire process begins, we expect the detailed proposal design, including committee formations. And except the single bullet, every other bullet anticipate your participation throughout. So how I will explain you. So for example, and to make sure that there is an effective event promotion using NITK website and other social networking website, when I'm writing here, it's P and in bracket PG. Here capital P stands for participation. And what we expect, PG students, whether you belongs to master's program or you come from PhD program, your P stands for participation. Because ultimately you are going to be work with your guide for your MTech dissertation or for your PhD thesis. And these guides are going to be the coordinator for such event. Event can be the conferences or symposium. It could be national or international. Okay. Then comes you being at NITK, you can always explore, you can find exploring associated events such as keynote lectures, panel discussion, and again, you see, when we say in a particular domain, the conferences or symposiums are happening, it is not merely just conference or symposium. When we are expecting a lot of experts from within India or abroad, obviously, it also accompanied with the keynote lectures and panel discussions. So I appeal you, if experts are coming in your domain where you are willing to do your research, please don't miss any such opportunity because you will be getting good exposure while listening to these eminent experts. Then comes the interaction with fellow presenter and session chairs because obviously the primary stakeholders in conferences are people who are going to present their papers. There will be session chairs. So you as a volunteer, you can be there and you can also observe what kind of interactions are happening between the people who are presenting their paper and the chairperson, I would say the session chair of that particular session. He or she is going to be very, very eminent researcher in that particular domain. And you should also find out what can be a best fostering mechanism to build a good network with fellow researchers. Again, where I say here P and PG means, obviously your participation is highly welcome move. And here, a unique opportunity to interact with leading researchers in the chosen niche domains. And here also, we expect your very, very active participation. So if you see this particular small flow chart or a kind of a symbolic diagram, you can see here at the center we have the CEP and conference. Okay, how it goes. So basically, if you really look in terms of what is that in nutshell, when you attend a 3 or 4 days conference or symposium, what are going to be what are the deliverables in terms of with which you can be exposed. So one thing is the experts are going to share their knowledge. Then you will get an opportunity to networking with the participants. It will build your network. And ultimately, you can explore useful collaboration for future research with these participants. And ultimately, it will not only help NITK in terms of perception, but also you know that all these activity, whether we say the training program or conferences or symposium, they also becomes one of the important element in the revenue generation for the institute, that is NITK Surathkal. So under the continuing education programs, these programs are particularly targeted for working professionals. They can come from academia or industry. So there are variant of continuous education programs, but basically this comprises of two. One is the faculty development program, and second is the management development programs. So here you may not find a direct connect, but obviously as a volunteer, you can be there. And when expert comes, you can really go through their course of interactions basically. So when we say the important element in any kind of faculty development program or management development program, these elements are cohort compositions. So I'm just giving you some basic idea that because time is limited, I was told that within 15 minutes I have to finish my discussions with you. So the cohort composition is very, very important element. Cohort composition says, while we are designing a particular event, what is going to be the nature of audience? Is it going to be a mixed pool? For example, we have run in the past some courses for only one particular organizations. Let's say training only for electrical vehicles. So when you say EV means, then you know the companies like GE and Samsung, they are in this particular domain. Then comes course durations. So whether it's a FDP or MDP, what is the stipulated duration? So sometimes program are there for 5 days, sometimes these are there for 10 days. Then comes the inherent requirement of hands-on sessions. So nowadays, looking to and as I told earlier, to make sure that the gap between the industry expectation and what is the deliverables from the curriculum, to keep it minimum, we really encourage that every event must have sizable number of hands-on sessions actually. Then comes the enhanced nature of group activities. So even when I'm speaking to you, there is an event is going on, and this event today is coordinated by me, but resource person is our respected director, Professor B. Ravi. He is taking today a whole day workshop for 40 faculty members, and these 40 faculty members is a mix, where faculty members are doctors, engineers, faculty from NITK Surathkal, as well as faculty from our neighboring institute, that is NITTE. So if you look at and this particular event which is going on in the LSCC, this is not merely a discourse of lectures. It heavily involves basically the group activities. So on this line, we want to conduct every single event which involves basically the group activities. Now, with these activities, we can also plan quick quizzes in the form of multiple choice questions and design-based assignments, because they play a very, very pivotal role while looking into the structure of any particular FDP or MDP programs. And as usual, whenever we complete a program, whether it's say 5 days or 10 days, we must make sure that there is a cognitive cycle which gives at least some emphasis about how to strengthen the learning characteristics of not only the participant, but also resource person. Because when resource persons interact with a different kind of audience, every time they develop a new dimension which they use in their subsequent course of discussions actually. So let me put this is the just what is the nature of activities done by Center for Continuing Education? So I just put a single slide that is the past, present, and future. Okay, so if you look the first row, so the time span is 1984 to 2004, nearly 20 years. So those days we used to be KREC, and those days we used to get a short-term training program mainly targeted for government officials and very few PG and PhD enrollment. So if you look the coordination, this was completely handled by the Office of the Dean Academic. That time, we don't usually have something kind of this Center for Continuing Education. Then deliverables, qualification upgrade, and obviously the skill enhancement by means of particular training program. Then year 2004, we transformed from KREC to NITK Surathkal. It helped us in little improved PG and PhD enrollment, and the activities for academic and research training programs were little enhanced. And still, this activity used to be coordinated as well as administered by the Office of the Dean Academic, and we were having the same two kind of deliverables. When comes to 2014 to 2024, means up to present year, still we have, but in year 2014, we got the recognition as a Center for Quality Improvement Program, QIP. And under QIP, the people who are serving to different government institutions, they can be the government colleges, polytechnic colleges. So people who are serving as a faculty over there, if they are looking for masters or they are looking for PhD, they usually get their enrollment for the higher studies in different NIT and IIT systems. So we also one among them right from year 2014. So, and if you look in the last 10 years, it's not in one particular year, but in last 10 years, we can say on average, 50 PhD scholars, out of these 15 PhD scholars, 10 to 11 come from the, as a QIP regular. QIP regular means they are serving to some of the government colleges. And another 3 to 4 comes from the polytechnic colleges. And every year, on average, we get 4 to 5 students who wants, faculties who are simply BTech and they want to upgrade their qualification by doing the MTech programs. So, and now, our vision for the next 3 years, like from 2024 to 2027 is commence online courses, certification courses, online PG programs, conferences. It doesn't mean that conferences were not happening at NITK Surathkal. Conferences are happening since last 25-30 years in NITK Surathkal. But only thing is, from this year onwards, we want to bring the entire logistic support, even for conferences and symposium, under the umbrella of Center for Continuing Education. So this will become a single agency which will support all activities like art, CP, conferences, symposium, etc. And obviously the FDP and MD programs. So if you can see from the row 3rd and 4th, so the concept of CCE, Center for Continuing Education, it came into existence in year 2014, and then onwards you can see we, in supervision with Dean Academic, we are conducting activities. But when you look at deliverables, they are really challenging, and we are working hard to realize all these deliverables in the days to come. So this is just the history, how Center for Continuing Education has evolved in last nearly 40 years. So this is just the summary. We provide full logistic support to enhance conduction of events such as art, CP conferences, identifying domain-specific modules and developing teaser videos while uncovering fundamental concepts that will be made available on the NITK websites. Formulation of customized certification courses. We really want to develop an ecosystems that encourage online PG programs for executive as well as motivated learners. So when we say motivated learners means sometimes students are not employed in some PSUs or some in private sectors, but they have their own company or small startup, but they still want to attend these programs. So we say they are self-motivated learners. And conducting flagship conferences of high standards, thus attracting eminent researchers and talented students across the globe. So this is also one of the emphasis under the conference head, which will be conducted by the Center for Continuing Education. And that art and CP program must impart exposure to combat with problem of societal and technological concern. And I think when you yesterday listened to our director, sir, he was focusing on these two important aspects. This is my email ID, so you can reach out to me, okay? Thank you. Thank you for patience learning. And I express my sincere thanks to Dean Academic Office and Dean SW Office for giving me this opportunity to interact with all of you. And I look forward to have more interactions, and you can reach out to me without any hesitation. My email ID is given over here. And I'm a faculty in ENC. You can also reach out to me in person also, okay? Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Professor Ashwini Chaturvedi, for enlightening us about the continuing education activities at NITK. I request Professor Pushpara Shetty to kindly give away a small memento to Professor Ashwini Chaturvedi as a token of our appreciation. Thanks, Professor Pushpara Shetty. Now we have Professor Pushpara Shetty here to administer a pledge about anti-drug abuse. This is also a requirement of Ministry of Education. I request Professor Pushpara Shetty to please do the job.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, all. Please stay back, those who are going out. Just it's a matter of 2 minutes. Yeah. So the government of India has mandated this anti-drug policy, and NITK is this against drugs and also against human trafficking. So as a mandate by the government of India, all the PG students here assembled today are required to give a pledge. It is also available online, and you need to do it online, and you will get a certificate for this. So I request all to kindly stand, and as I announce, you have to repeat after me. Yeah, it's applicable for all. So even faculty members, but yeah, all are. I request. So please hold your hand, right hand, above the chest, and so please repeat after me. We realize that drug abuse is increasing in our country, especially among the youth. And this is a matter of concern. We pledge that we will cooperate in stopping the drug abuse. We promise that we will not consume any harmful or illegal drugs in any way for any purpose. We will create awareness about the ill effects of drug abuse by encouraging every person, especially the youth, so that the youth of India can live drug-free and they can become creative and important members of the society. Today, we pledge that we will stay away from drugs and live a healthy life. Thank you. Yeah. So thank you everyone, and thanks for accommodating me. On an emergency basis, I had to leave, so there was a change in the schedule. So thank you. Thank you.
Thanks to Professor Pushpara Shetty. We'll continue with our next presentation. We have Professor Arunya Mislur here. He is a professor in charge of internships, and he will be giving a presentation on internship opportunities in India and abroad. Professor Arun Mislur, please.
Thank you, sir. Very good afternoon, everyone. I know this is time for all of you for lunch, but please bear with me for another 12 to 13 minutes or so. Myself, Arun Mislur, and I'm Arun Mislur, and I'm presently the professor in charge for the student internships in NITK Surathkal. And I'm part of Career Development Center, and I'm basically from Department of Chemistry. So for next 12 to 13 minutes, I'm going to tell you something about the orientation, about the internship opportunities for NITK students within country as well as in abroad. The contents are as follows. Firstly, about what is internship, why internship is important, what is the role of Career Development Center, that is CDC, very popularly among the student community, it's very popularly known as CDC, what is the importance of CDC, and then internships in within India as well as abroad, and some one of the case study also I would like to give, and finally I would like to end with the conclusions. Here, what is internship? If I ask a question to any of the students who are present over here, why you have opted NITK Surathkal? The answer could be among these following three. I will tell the answer. Your answer may be among these three, any one will be your answer. The first one may be because of the placement, and because of the excellent placement, and the second may be the excellence in teaching, and the third answer will be definitely about the excellence in research. Am I right? Am I right? So the placement as well as the internship and the academic activities here as well as the research activities. So here I'm looking for taking care of the internships programs, and we are under the Career Development Center. So it is an integral part of NITK Surathkal. It's a separate department, and it is headed by Professor Annappa. I'll come to our structure at the later stage. So in the internship, you know, it is a practical experience in a professional setting related to the academic studies. And maybe you may not be aware, in the recent years, last 2-3 years, this particular practice has started. The companies are looking for students or the fresh graduates who are having more and more internship exposures, as well as the companies are also looking for the students who are ready to work for a long-term internship. So earlier days or the earlier years, the internship programs were typically during the 2 months or 3 months or something like that. But now the recent trend is in the last 2-3 years, the companies are expecting students to work for or as a interns for about 1 semester or till 8 to 10 months. That is nothing but the longer term internship. Such type of the interns companies are looking for such type of the candidates. And last year around 200 plus, around 229, I'll give the statistics later, around 200 plus students who have undergone the internship, and about 90% of the students' internships are getting converted into PPO, nothing but pre-placement offer. So you need not undergo any separate interview for the campus interview for the placement, but under the PPO directly you will get an offer because of your internship experience in the respective companies. So, internship for the students, it's like a win and win situation for both students as well as the employees. For the students, your career, our business partner, and for the employees, your project, our intern. So it's a rewarding combination both for the candidate as well as for the employers. You may ask me again, this is particularly for the parents, students community, you are already aware. Maybe parents may ask me why the internships are important during the academic curriculum, or what are the benefits of the internship, one may ask me. So one is in the theoretical, in the regular classroom, whatever the knowledge you are acquiring, you'll get the practical exposure. That means whatever the theoretical aspects which you have studied, the practical reality that will be you can prove only after completion of the successful internship. So applying the theory to the practice, then the real world application of classroom learning, including your lab practices also. Then deepening the understanding of academic concept. So many of the academic concept, the principles or the concept which you are studying in the regular classroom. So you will really understand how it will be working only once you apply it in the real life. That means you will get an opportunity during your internship period. You will get an opportunity to deepening understanding of the real academic concepts. And then acquisition of the lab skills as well as the soft skill. And then gaining the practical experience, networking opportunities. This is also very much important nowadays, the networking opportunities. So during the internship itself, you'll get an opportunity to interact with a large number of professionals belonging to that particular company or maybe the university. And then there is also opportunity for you to undergo the mentorship and the guidance from the industry people, industry professionals, as well as the professors and the scientists from the universities. Enhancing the motivation and engagement in the academic work. And also, I'm sure it will motivate to pursue the research in the future. We can classify the internship in the two categories. So one is in the academic, from the academic perspective point of view. The students who are interested in particularly to do the post-graduation in the abroad, or maybe any master's degree, or maybe the PhD, or maybe even the postdoctoral research in abroad. So particularly they will opt for to do the internships in the abroad. So we have, NITK is having the tie-ups with many of the universities in the abroad. Later I will provide the list of those abroad universities. Where our students can stay for even up to one semester also. You have the opportunities to stay there and to do the collaborative research. So that will motivate you to further continue your academic curriculum in the PhD or the postdoctoral research. And almost about 90% of, more than 90% I can say, previously every year about 30 to 40 students used to go to abroad. But after the COVID, there is a slight decline in this particular trend. And we hope that this trend will again increase now, because now we are completely free from the COVID. And 90% of those students who have visited abroad for the internship, so they used to go for either master's or PhD or for the postdocs in abroad. And another one is with respect to from the industrial internship, where majority of the students, including the BTech and the MTech or the Masters, MSc students, including the PhD scholars, also have the equal opportunity. You can visit to different industries as an interns. This is our CDC, that is Career Development Center team, headed by Professor Annappa. It's headed by Professor Annappa, who is from Department of Computer Science.
as a chairman, and myself as I'm professor in charge for the student internship and vice chairman at the Career Development Center. And Professor Sriharif, our former chairman, he is in our advisory board member. And Professor Sunil from civil engineering, he is also former vice chairman, and also, again, he is also in our committee. And we have full-time Mr. Jayesh Kumar Verma as a superintendent, and other advisory committee members, and our other staff members, Haridas, Sneha, Lokesh, Satish, Bhagya, as well as the Suraksha. They are our supporting staff at the CDC. So this is CDC. It's not only just maintained by the faculties. So we are like a drivers, and the real people are the student representatives. So we have the team of heads for the placement as well as for the internship. So head pieces, the head placement coordinators, similarly head internship coordinators. And then apart, so currently for this year, Mr. Venugopal Pillai as well as Mr. Varun Araya, they have elected as head pieces. And then apart from them, then we have the pieces and the representation from the every department as the student representative from every department. And not only that, even the one faculty member from every department are also, they are also part of advisory committee in the CDC. And at the generally for the UG students, we start the internship. This is supposed to be correct. It is not 3 to 4th semester, but generally from the 6th to 7th semester onwards, generally for the BTech students, the internship activities as well as the placement activities will be starting. And then for the PG students, so for you people, for the PGs, the selection process generally starts after the 2nd semester. So once you complete the 2nd semester, we'll be giving the different ads which we have received from the different companies, or even maybe from the different universities, or we'll approach the different companies or the universities, and then we'll see that our students will be placed for the internship for varying from 2 months till 10 months. That means up to about 2 semesters also. It depends with your what type of the project which you are undergoing. And then, it's a win-win situation both for the students as well as for the companies or for the industries. And you may not believe the stipend for this is including our BTech, BTech as well as the masters. The stipend, it varies between 15,000 to up to 2 lakhs per month during the intern. So that's again, depending with the branches as well as depending on your caliber. So maximum up to 2 lakhs of the per month has been given as a stipend for the students. And then last year, the 229 PPOs is nothing but the pre-placement offer. So 229 candidates were offered with the PPOs. Because of their interns, they were interns in the respective companies, and they got that particular conversion is about 91%. And last year, about overall for the UG as well as the PG, 374 companies have visited to CDC, and our placement is around 84+%, almost about 84%. In spite of there is a, currently in the since last 1 year, there is a strong dip in the market, right? But in spite of that, it's about 84% of campus interviews, and around 7 to 8% of our students who go for higher education like a master's or a PhD or the postdoc in abroad, that numbers we are not considering. Otherwise, this would have been more than 93, 95%. And even this 84% of our this particular percentage, this is much higher than few of the old IITs. You can verify this. And then some of the institute is having tie-ups with a large number of the universities, abroad universities, particularly for the student internship. Some of the universities where our students at the PG level, UG level, as well as the PhD level, they have visited these universities like University of Toronto, Canada, University of Nebraska, Canada, University of Maryland, Eastern Shore, University of Ottawa, Canada, NUS Singapore, similarly Nanyang Technological University, Singapore, and then UPM Malaysia, University Putra Malaysia, actually this is, with the QS ranking of 148, UTM Malaysia, and then many other universities where institute is having tie-ups. One of the example I would like to give here, Mr. Dhruv Gupta. As per my knowledge, in the recent last 4 or 5 years, he is the candidate. He's currently in the final year of BTech Mechanical Engineering. In my observation, as per our observation from the CDC, in last 4.5 to 5 years, he's the only one candidate who got the 2 abroad internships. So during the last, please, during the last summer, he was in University Putra Malaysia, which is with the QS ranking 148. Almost around 4 to 5 weeks he was there. And then during this particular summer, he was in the Canadian University under the prestigious MITEX Fellowship. And this year, totally 4 students, right? Totally 6 students from NITK. Last year, only 1 candidate. Previously, also 1 or 2 candidates, they used to get the prestigious MITEX Fellowship. So this time, 6 candidates altogether, they from the NITK, including Dhruv Gupta. So totally 6 candidates, they have got the MITEX Fellowship. So under which your entire expenses, which will be borne by the Government of India and the Government of Canada, and then up to about 3 months, you can work with a collaborator in Canada, and then all your expenses will be taken care under that MITEX Fellowship. And these are the some of our proud recruiters, some of the companies who regularly visit our companies, our institute. Out of 374, I have listed only few such companies like BHEL, Adobe, Amazon, HCL, Microsoft, right? Oracle, Uber, Visa. Uber, last week, Uber was in NITK CDC. Till late night, 12 o'clock, they were in the recruiting process. TCS. So these are all a few of our prestigious recruiters. And then let me mention one slide about some notable startups by the NITK alumni. That is Practo, and then Taxi for Sure, and then Visbulb, Core Plus, and then Edu Gorilla. So these were the startups by our own alumni, NITK alumni. So this is that's what the case study of Mr. Dhruv Gupta. The first picture when he was with the last year at the University Putra Malaysia, and then under the MITEX Fellowship, that is the last picture. And then also he could visited University of Toronto, which is QS ranked at 21, where this Professor Ramin Farnod has already offered him PhD, full-time sponsored PhD. So we hope more and more NITK students will take such type of the prestigious fellowships for the your internship as well as higher education. And finally, I would like to conclude by this slide. The conclusions is growing number of internship programs across various industries as well as universities across the globe. Opportunities for practical experience in emerging sectors like technology and the startups, and a lot of opportunities for to access the global best practices and cutting edge technologies, exposure to different work culture and the business practices, advanced training and the mentorship from the established global leaders, and finally, the potential for academic recognition and international research contribution. So this is the final last concluding slide. I wish you good luck in NITK Surathkal. and you are most welcome to anytime to our CDC. Many times you can observe till late night, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock also, the activities will be ongoing in CDC during the recruitment for the placement as well as for the internship. Okay, and I would like to thank our director, Professor Ravi, and then the dean, Professor A.C. Hegde, and Professor Dwarkesh for giving me this opportunity. Thank you. Wish you all the best.
Arun. Thanks a lot, Professor Arun, for your very, very encouraging and motivating presentation on internships. Hope it all motivates you to get more and more internships. I request Dr. Manoj, the sports officer of NITK, to give away a memento as a token of our appreciation. Yeah. Thanks, Manoj. We come to the end of the session, and afternoon, as usual, you have your activities of visiting in different departments. And I take this opportunity to thank our director, deputy director, and all the deans and the resource persons who have given the presentations here yesterday and today. And I also thank the staff of Dean Student Welfare for making all this arrangement, and also the team of Mrs. Pooja and the team of Dr. Manoj for all the arrangement here. Hope the two-day session here has enriched you and enlightened you towards the awareness, much more awareness regarding NITK, and hope this will facilitate you for further enhancing and or enriching your experience here and to have better performance in the years to come here for PG as well as PhD students. And thanks a lot for your kind presence here, for patient listening. Wish you all the best in your future career. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Students, just a minute. Now I request Dr. D. Krishna Bhatt, professor in chemistry department, who did the wonderful MC for this morning session. I request Dr. Professor Arun M. Islur, sir, please present a memento as a token of love. Thank you, sir. Okay. Finally, I thank all my dear PG students. Good luck.